You need to live a simpler life. A need to understand what is the real hunger. A need to understand that you have to have a very sacred space within yourself, and it is already there. You don't have to create it. You just have to find it. And that space where the peace is, that space where the bliss is, that space which is very silent, that space where there is stillness, that space where there is loads of calmness. It's like an ocean of calmness right within you. To have an access to that place, that will happen when you learn the yogic techniques. Well, you can partially, I would suggest, Canada is a beautiful country. Being by water, being by the trees, just sitting down, listening to the wind, listening to the ripples of the lake, and just putting your attention onto those sounds. It's a very simple technique which I'm saying. You just sit there and please don't listen to any music. When you listen too much music, actually you are reducing the power of hearing. And many people are not aware, and especially these days everybody is having this noise cancellation, stuff. The boss has made a beautiful device, the permanent it is on with the high voltage music happening, and it's actually killing their eardrums. And that's why the deafness is coming much sooner, which comes in the later stages. It's now coming to very a younger crowd also. So the ability to listen to the nature sound, to gel with that, one. And keeping the focus on the breath, another very helpful method to calm the mind. But the best thing which you can do is, and that is taking out this 40 minutes for yourself and shutting off the light and maybe putting up a sign of do not disturb outside your room and putting off your phone into the vibration mode, listening to the instructions. A beautiful music was created to create that right ambience which cuts down the external noises for you, and listening to the voice and following the methodology and going into this journey of great relaxation. And I have seen that usually when the first timers, who's doing it for the first time, they doze off. They were not supposed to, but still they doze off. And that is, I believe, still a good sign, because the poor guy or girl has not slept for long. And Yoga Nidra is bringing that beautiful relaxation to the person where the sleep is coming, and that was the need. Hence the Mother Nature is providing that sleep, and a very, very sound and deep sleep which occurs in the time of the Yoga Nidra too is very therapeutic, is very rejuvenating, will be very energizing. You can sleep 6 to 7 hours in the bed and you might still not have that, what you can experience in this 40 minutes of practice of Yoga Nidra, that even if you doze off for a few minutes or maybe half of the time, still you will have that rejuvenation, you will have that calmness, you will find that beautifully occurring to you. What gives you joy? I know money is important to buy clothes and food and pay your bills and taxes and everything, but yet the joy is cheap and free. Seeing a child laughing brings us joy. Yeah, bringing a smile. Now this lady in front of me is giving me a beautiful smile. I don't wish to talk, I wish to smile back to her and with her. And that's free, right? No pennies required, no dollars required, no credit cards required. So please smile more. Yeah. Don't make that sad faces all the time, as if you have been looted or mugged or something bad has happened. Life is good. Life is a blessing. So smile more. And do Yoga Nidra every day. And I would like you to maybe respond back to me, and you can contact me by, on my website, gurumaa.com, gurumaa.com, where you can post your responses or your experiences, or if you wish to share something, what you did. But please do at least 3 weeks. And this Yoga Nidra methodology can be easily taken, from my application, and the application name is Amrit Varsha, A-M-R-I-T, which means nectar, and Varsha is a Hindi word, V-A-R-S-H-A, Amrit Varsha. Varsha means rain. So rain of nectar, that's the name of the app. So if you have an Android phone or an iPhone, so you just download it, and in that you will find and the categories, and the Yoga Nidra is there, and it is there in English language, in Hindi language, and in Spanish. So 3 languages are there. So use this method and bring a beautiful phase in your life. But I would still say that do it at least for 3 weeks, and that too every day. You can choose your time, whatever is convenient, but don't do it on a full stomach. And don't do it when you are too tired. You have to be, little normal. You're not sleepy, you are not full with food, and it's not your bedtime, the night time. So not right before you're asleep. So do it somewhere in the evening, or maybe in the morning, or maybe in the afternoon. Just make sure. And 40 minutes of this practice will bring you this experience, which I am very sure of, that will bring a nice, rejuvenating, refreshing, energizing. And if you are a meditation practitioner, whatever, Buddhist or a Christian or a yogic or a Hindu, if you are following any meditative techniques, then Yoga Nidra will also give you a very sharp integration and a very beautiful concentrated mind. Now, once you have this concentrated mind, then you can do whatever and learn anything new very quickly. In USSR, before this Russia came in, a lot of work was happening over there also. And even now in Germany, and even now these places in Australia too, there are classes, right within the school, the college. The class of Yoga Nidra is happening. And in India, a lot of high schools, principals who are my students and my disciples, they introduced Yoga Nidra for the kids, 8th grade above. And we have a special Yoga Nidra instructions for the youth, And what we found, and they are collecting this data, but from last 3 years they had introduced this. And in my ashram, when we have the youth camp, which is just going to happen now when I go back in June, all the kids who are doing Yoga Nidra, they are finding that their memories are getting stronger, their ability to absorb the knowledge, their curriculum and their books. And in India, the schooling is pretty tough. They have a lot of subjects which they are supposed to cover up. And they usually find it pretty difficult to do all that. But with the help of Yoga Nidra, this is what the observation is, that they find it easier to learn, easier to memorize, and easier to attempt their exams because they are not forgetting what they have learned, right? So it's helping the students in a very big way, and especially when they are, younger, their hormonal issues are there, and the tantrums and the confusions are going to be there. So Yoga Nidra helps them to pacify the mind and have a better grip on their life. So, Normally, see, if somebody is in a stress, what do? They'll either go for shopping or partying or boozing. And I've heard, I have never been to a bar, but I have been told that there is a drink which is called breezer. You know, they say, breeze out your stress with this. Oh, this mother must have gone to that. And this is getting very popular because the kids are in lot of stress, and the name comes, very handy. So they are buying these breezers to kick off their stress. But you know what? All these breezers and alcohol have a hazardous effects on the brain. And there are people who like to take some drugs, and the beta blockers are prescribed sometimes. When people don't know what to do, then the doctor has only one option left, to write down a beta blocker. And that is very, very lorazepam, and all the similar drugs are there which are used so much. But all these beta blockers have a very mal effect on the brain, because it is going to have a side effects on your neurotransmitters, and hence the impingement of the functioning of the brain happens. One point which I would like to add, and that is, if somebody is using too much of alcohol or a breezer or the beta blockers, they are the ones who have the probability of having brain diseases more, beginning from Alzheimer to Parkinson to dementia. So if we keep our brain healthy by not putting this toxic material in the body. You have only one body. Why ruin it? Why abuse it? Why not take care of it inside out? See, outside everybody is very smart. So they buy nice clothes and shoes and bags and perfumes and hairsprays and hair gels and whatnot. But what about your mind? If your body needs a shower and good set of clothes and good jewelry to accessorize yourself, doesn't your mind deserve the same? A shower of mind, cleaning up the mind from all the negativities and emotional baggage and garbage which we so nicely are taking it in. What is the way to lighten up the mind? One, spend time with yourself while doing some yogic practices. 2, practice yoga nidra. And 3, please spend some time with kids sometimes. Even if they are not your kids, just watch them when they are playing in the garden, just fooling around. They are fooling around, and just watch them. Be with the trees, be with the lake. You have beautiful the lakes over here and the trees over here. And don't complain about rain and clouds. Even they are wonderful and they are beautiful. And they are the reminder that life is happening, hence you are able to see the clouds. Once the life is snuffed out of the body, you won't be seeing any cloud or sun or star or moon. So don't complain. You can see, enjoy the seeing. You can hear, enjoy the hearing. And breathe deep enough. The last remark, which I would like you to take back home with you, is just watch that you are breathing deep enough or not. Don't have a shallow breathing happening. The breath should be minimum 3 seconds while inhaling and 3 seconds while coming out. Do time your own breath. Usually it is much less than that. So having your attention onto the breath and doing the yoga nidra, that is surely going to bring some beautiful changes in your life.